Hello and welcome, my dear, beautiful, creative friend, to today's exciting unboxing of a beautiful package I have received from the lands of India from my friend, my artist friend Shilpa Lalit's beautiful brush brand ArtyShils. So that's very exciting. And yeah, just so you know, my name is Andersen. I'm an online art teacher and artist from Denmark, and I'm so excited to open these brushes with you today and see what we'll create with them. And I'll be talking a little bit about them. There's a lot of brushes here in the package, so let's get started. So yeah, let's just open up. So before we begin, I just want you to know that I have just become an official ambassador of Shilpa's beautiful art brushes, and I'm very, very excited about that. So I just wanted you to know, so there's no question that I'm super excited about these brushes and am affiliated with them. So, but my background for reviewing these brushes with you today is that I am a long-term professional artist. I've been creating art in all media since I was very, very young. I am professionally trained as an illustrator, and I have also worked in an art materials store part-time beside my art practice for combined 6 years in 2 different shops. So I've been in very close encounter with a lot of brushes. Virtually, I was surrounded by hundreds of brushes, packing them up and down and guiding customers for years about brushes, watercolor brushes, acrylic brushes, oil painting brushes, all of it. So I'm super excited about brushes. So I'm really excited to learn about these brushes hands-on. It's something I'm super excited about, always learning about new art materials. So that's a little bit of the context for you today. So yeah, know that I am becoming an ambassador. I just became an ambassador for Shilpa's beautiful brushes. Shilpa is also a super skilled artist herself. She makes beautiful, beautiful paintings. Very, very ethereal, beautiful, spiritual paintings that I just absolutely love and adore. So I'm 100% excited about this. I know Shilpa Lalit is very, she must have had a beautiful process around about like choosing this range of brushes. And I know she paints all her beautiful paintings with them herself. So let's get to unpack this package. I think I'm going to open it the other way around here. Let's see, like this. That's so fun. There's a lot of brushes here, so let's see how it goes. I always love to surprise myself, so I haven't really planned 100% what we'll be doing, but let's see. Wow, it's so exciting. How beautiful is that? See, make sure there's nothing more inside. Okay, that should be good. So that was the first wrapping. Absolutely beautiful. X-ray done. Okay, that's good. Just gently opening the brushes package here. Now we're getting to it. I love that sound of packing out new, beautiful goods of art materials. But you know, the magical wands of the art making, that's the brushes. All right, let's get to it. Just unpack things nice and slow here. There's a little bit more tape on the other side. Very, very safe wrapping for these beautiful brushes. I like to treat all my, my processes like a Zen ceremony. So I'm just taking it nice and slow and just seeing how beautiful this unfolds. It's wonderful. I've never seen paper like this before. I think I'm going to save it. Wow. Look at that. The beautiful surprise inside. It's like just layers within layers of goodness. Let's see. Wow, that's amazing. It's so beautifully wrapped. So I think that's what you can expect maybe when ordering these brushes. That's so fun. Look at that, it's so pretty. Thank you, Shilpa. It's so fun. I'm so excited about this. Wow. Okay. I'm already a little bit sorry that I hurt the paper. And I did get to cut the ribbon as well. Okay, there's nothing to do about it. Let's see. Woo! That's nice. Okay, there's a lot of knots there. So we'll just do like this. Wonderful. So fun. I think we're gonna save the ribbon here. It's so pretty. Let's put it up here. By the way, what you see out here on the side is one of my paintings from my mixed media journal. I like to work in a spiral pad journal. So that's, we're going to look a little bit at that later. I have a few paintings here. Then we're going to flip to a white page and just doodle a little bit around with the brushes later in the unboxing. So here are some mixed media paintings I did just very, very recently. And then we're coming to the blank paper. That is, by the way, I'm sure you're wondering already now. It's Canson XL watercolor paper. It's this one, Canson XL Aquarelle watercolor paper, 300 GMS. I tend to like to work on that paper, and it's quite price and budget friendly. So that's going to be exciting. Let's see. I'm not the type who tears off the paper, as you can see. This paper is so beautiful. I want to preserve it a little bit. A little bit more there. Okay, let's see if there's another layer inside. Or if we are getting to the beautiful brushes now. We are. It's so fun. Let's see. I'm not even sure what's inside here. Let's see. It's so beautiful. Wow. That's exciting. So here is one set. Let's see what I have. That's synthetic hairbrushes for acrylic painting, oil painting, and watercolor painting. That's so fun. We're not going to test oil painting today, by the way, but I'll just dabble around, maybe with a little bit of acrylics or a little bit of watercolor or both. I'm not 100% sure. But let's see. And then there is a little letter as well. How beautiful. And then let's see. Synthetic. So these, I'm not sure if it says here. Let's see. So, but these I think would be filbert or cat tongue brushes. I'm not 100% sure because they are dipped in gum arabic here. That's to make safe of the brush hairs in the package. But I think these will be filberts or cat tongue, meaning rounded brushes. And then here is a flat, long hair one. That's wonderful. And then we have a round long-haired set of brushes. So let's unpack them and just see how they feel. Yay, it's wonderful. By the way, I think these brushes are so much value. I know how expensive brushes are, and I really think these are very good value. So just put these a little bit over to the side here. And just get to put these back on in a moment. By the way, I'll show you how to do that safely. I know that's a common issue. I've been talking a lot with customers about that and students about that for years, so you don't ruin your brushes. So they always fall off. That's 100% normal. So I'll show you how to put them back on safely. So that's one set. That's so beautiful brushes. Let's put them here. They're nice and soft. I was really excited and looking forward to feel how they feel, and they are also super pretty. And by the way, of course, these brushes that Shilpa sells are 100% cruelty-free. That means they are vegan, they are synthetic, no animals harmed in the process. So that has become increasingly important for me over the years as well. I do have, I used to buy also natural hair brushes, but it's many, many years ago since I did that. And because I am an animal friend, I really am most happy if I can keep it vegan and synthetic. But the brushes I have from the past, it's just anecdotal here. I do keep them. I have a lot of natural hair brushes that I have kept for years and years and years, and I'm going to use them, not throw them out and replace them until the end of the world, because you can always use old brushes for some scrappy techniques or whatever, and then you can be more careful with your newer brushes and kind of give them a very long lifespan. But these brushes are made with love and sold with love by Shilpa, and 100% cruelty-free. They are really pretty. I really love the look of them. So these are really wonderful. Looking so much forward to trying to paint with them. So what I wanted to say is that recently, over the recent years, maybe the last 10 years or so, synthetic brushes has become better and better and better. And so these days I only buy synthetic brushes for all purposes. I'm really looking forward to this. Okay, so that was one more set. So these were the long, flat-haired ones. And they can hold a lot of water, and you can use them for different techniques. You know, the different, what can you say, ways of applying the paint, holding the brush in so many different ways. Super exciting. Like, let's look at the filberts or the cat tongue brushes as well. Whoops. That's wonderful. So we'll start painting with them in a moment, but I thought since the round pointy brushes here comes with little caps, and they always fall off. That's default. I just thought I would show you how I put them back on safely, and I'll even show you what to do with the little hairs that have been bended, because that also happens all the time. And I've often been asked about that. You can see we have two little hairs here that are bended, and what I tend to do with them. Let me just show you that. I'll just put on my reading glasses so I can get a little bit closer. So as drastic as it might seem, if they are really bended, which happens all the time, what I tend to do is actually cut them off, because there's hundreds of hairs in one brush, and it's just nice to not have these sticking out. So I take them one by one. Let's take one first. And I'm left-handed, so I should do this with the other hand. And then I just cut them off and dispose of them. And you wouldn't even know that there was two hairs missing out of these, what, maybe 1,000 hairs. So just pull the hair a little bit and cut. And then you can just massage it a little bit, and then that's it. Oh, they feel really nice. Okay, so next is how to put on the caps again. I tend to just use water, but it's always safer to put on the cap if you wet the brush. And then you just, You don't have to soak it, just a little bit of water, but I can feel these brushes, they soak up the hairs in a really nice way, and look at how pointy they are. That's amazing. Looking so much forward to paint with them. All right, so then when the brush hairs are wet, you should be able to point your brush, the tip of the brush, into the middle of the cap. And because the hairs are wet, they will be gathered in a nice tip. And if one hair is still sticking out after you have wetted it, well, you can just cut off those hairs like I just showed you. That's what I tend to do, because then you get rid of them and your brush is fine. At least that's what I do. Do what feels right, but that's what I do. Okay, so let's put the cap back on. Oh, it's a little bit too long. That's not the right cap. Probably it's for this one. Let's see if it's this one. Put a little bit more water on the brush to make sure it doesn't split. Ooh, and make sure no hairs are sticking out. I'm sure if you've ever been to an art material store, you come and you see those beautiful ranges of brushes, and then someone has like put the lids on without really thinking too much about it, and then a lot of hairs sticking down. So it's important to do this properly. Okay, so like that. Let's just do one more, give it a check. Yeah, it looks super nice and fine. Wow. I already love these brushes, even without trying them first. I'll put this one on. And then, let's see, we have 2 more caps. That should be for the smaller brushes. I think they have the same size. So let's take these. Same procedure. Wet your brush a little bit. By the way, if you want to store your brushes like this and want to give them a little bit of a treat, I don't have this, but I should. Then you can buy a bottle of, for example, gum arabic. That's a water-soluble binder. That's the same binder as you find in watercolors. And you can make a thin solution or a little bit sticky, like sugar water. You can also use sugar, actually, but I would say gum arabic is also fine. But you can, in fact, also use sugar water. Just some nice amount of sugar dissolved in water. But yeah, I wouldn't save that. They are not like storable. It would start getting moldy and stuff. So it's not really nice for keeping a jar of it. For that, I would use gum arabic. We used to do that in the art material store. We had like a bottle of water with gum arabic, and then we carefully dipped all the brushes and put them safely in their caps and displayed them. So that was a big daily ritual. So like that. But water is also fine. But the point is that if you use gum arabic water, they will dry up a little bit stiff with that on it, just like this one. You can hear it's a little stiff. So that could have been dipped in gum arabic water, and then they get a little help holding their forms right. So that's a nice tip from the art material store. So last one, pointy, and then putting on the cap like this. Yay! So now they look nice and pretty here. Okay, but these usually don't come with caps. That's normal. So, but these little bit smaller brushes tend to do that. So let's open the letter and see what's inside. A little bit of surprise. Let's see. ArtyShils art. Happy creating. That's so nice. Let's see what's inside. Whoa. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for deciding to support our small business, ArtyShils, art brushes, and being part of our journey where we strive to empower the artist in you with the best tools we can possibly create. Our goal is to help you achieve the vision that you have for your art on your canvas with ease, comfort, control, and precision that you might be looking for. By being part of our Happy Creators family, you not only support ArtyShils arts, brushes, and the team, but a part of your contribution also goes towards empowering kids with not very blessed lives like yours and mine. Big hugs to you for that. Last but not the least, your thoughts and opinions matter the most to us as the team, right from designing the brushes and accessories to the last bit of packaging. A lot of love, positivity, and care is added into the entire process. If you loved what you received, and if you enjoy creating with these brushes, let me see, I lost track of where I am. Leave us some feedback, and that really encourages us to keep going and keep bringing the best for you, as you matter and are important. Creating Shilpalalit, www.ArtyShils.com. Yay, that's a nice package. Beautiful. Let's get creative for a little moment here. Let's see. So I'm thinking we will flip. Here are some of the paintings, usually style mixed media paintings that are all recorded as art lessons. So these are all recorded as art lessons in my art membership. Art Soul Living, where I create with a lot of beautiful creatives year round. So this is called The Prayer for Peace, Angel, and was created in November 23. Here is another lesson I did with my beautiful dear art students. We ended up naming her Ixchel, the Mayan goddess. So that was also a super fun process, employing watercolor, gold color, color pencils, all sorts of things. And then finally, a cosmic cat. Also mostly a watercolor painting. But let's try and just dabble around a little bit with the paint and the brushes. Let's see. We'll put them here. Let's just take a little bit of testing paper as well. I like to do that, just little scraps of paper, same paper. Let's just try a few different brushes. I feel like I'll test them for watercolor paint. That's a paint I use a lot, and I can feel that these are really nice and soft, so they should be perfect actually for a little bit of watercolor painting. Let's see. I'll take this one. I love to take my palettes with palette wells and just use some of the colors from last session. So let's see. So they are nice and soft. I'm really excited about how pointy they are, because I really love making details. Like look at that you can make it like a nice point with just that big beautiful brush. That's a big advantage because you have a reservoir of paint, it doesn't run out. So often watercolor brushes are not like as pointy as you would wish they were. So that's wonderful. So let's see. I think I'll just make a mini painting here, just trying different brushes. So I'll just quickly paint over those little tests there. I'll just make a little bit of a painting here in the middle, so I can test it for adding a lot of paint like that. Then in the meanwhile, I was thinking about mixing some paint from my watercolors, but I don't use my new and precious brushes for that. So we'll take another brush for that, an old scrappy brush that has been retired to mixing use, so I don't ruin all my precious new brushes. Let's see what I can find. So here's an older, quite worn synthetic brush from olden days, and I also found my toothbrush in case I want to spatter a little bit. So I thought we would also use a little bit of gold paint. Just have a little bit of color fun here. So here are my colors. So let's just make a little bit of gold watercolor over here. I pre-wetted all the watercolors, by the way, so they're super easy to dissolve and make a little batch of paint here. That's because it's already dissolved. It's been sitting here with a little bit of water in it for at least 20 minutes. So a little bit of that. And let's just dry this a little bit and then test some more brushes on top. No, let's first do something else. I'll just use this brush. Just try and see if I can touch down. Oh, that's so nice. It's a little, very pointy. It can be nice to just make a little bit of texture. So that's very nice, a very beautiful pointy brush for that. Just touching the paper gently. So that can give a little bit of texture in the surface, but it needs a little bit of time, and you know, that will evolve if you let the paper dry naturally. But we're just gonna dry it a little bit and then try some of the other brushes. All right, so that was like 1 minute of drying. So let's try one of the other brushes. By the way, also, if you're new into brushes and stuff, white brushes like these, they will start taking up colors from the different colors you use. That's unavoidable. So just so you know, that's 100% normal. You can always like super rinse them and you know, also rinse them in a little bit of hand soap water, just a little bit of soap and mostly water. You can even just put hand wash, you know, hand soap on your hands and then just massage them a little bit just to tease out a little bit more pigment, but you will be fine mostly with just water. At least that's how I feel. Let's so that was one brush here. Let's just try another one of these, and then we'll try the other ones as well. We cannot try all the sizes, but I think I'm going to try a little bit of a smaller one. I'll put the cap on the back side and then make the brush wet here. Then I thought I would just do a little bit of fun pattern making for today. A little mandala maybe. Very organically shaped. That's just going to be a little bit of that. Ah, that's some nice shapes that this brush can make. Can you see that? It's really fun. So maybe I'll try another brush in the middle. That's really beautiful. Wow. I don't think I've ever had a brush that was had this like super nice tip for doing stuff like this. That's nice. let's try another brush. We'll just leave this to dry. And we'll put the lid back on. I don't always do that, I'll have to say. Usually I just store my brushes in a jar without the lids. And that's not to say that it's a good thing, but I often forget them and they disappear for me, all these little lids. So, so that's fine. But usually I remember to do it for a while, and then I tend to forget. But it does surely protect them, so I do recommend to be a little bit careful about this. Oh, by the way, there's something else I really like about these brushes, and that's that the handles are short on all of them, because I tend to work at my table, and many brushes come with very long handles, and that's nice if you work at your easel and need to get on a distance. But I tend to work by the table, so so it's nice that it has they have these like short handles. Let me show you. Often I end up capping my brushes. Just for example, this one, that's an old brush. It came with a super long handle, and then I ended up capping, cutting off the back end of the handle. And yeah, you can do that so it looks super nice, but you can see this one, I just did it quickly and it's not super nice. So it's very nice that they have these like short handles, if you love and like to work with short handle brushes. Okay, so I think I'll take a middle-sized one of these. So the hair type on these brushes are the same. It's the shape that is different. And they are softer than I thought they would be, and for me that's a nice surprise. These are quite thick and has some grip because they're thick. There's a lot of hairs, and that's also really lovely. So let's try and make some marks with these. By the way, of course, you can use brushes in a million ways. So what I'm showing you here is not in any way how to use these brushes in general. They can be used in so many ways. But let's just look a little bit at the patterns they can make here. These would also be nice brushes for making a glaze, where you work with a big area like we did here, but now let's just stick to this and just play around a little bit. Very, very nice brushes. Super nice. So that's this one. And then we have the cat tongue brushes. Let's try the one that's called number 4. It has been dipped properly in some binder like we were talking about. So let's just gently dissolve that. It can take a little bit of time. Okay, so this is a mix set. I wasn't really sure about that. Okay, so some of them are cat tongue and some of them are pointy. So that's interesting. That becomes clear to me now that I open them and can see the brushes. You can see they form a beautiful tip here when they are wet, and the other half of the brushes is more rounded. So they are a little bit different. So you get 2 types of brushes in that set. So let's play a little bit around with the gold paint. I'm just having a little bit of fun here. So these brushes can make a lot of different shapes. That's really fun. So you can almost make some kind of triangles here. Again, remember that this is not a piece of art. It's not in any way exhaustive. I'm just checking out the brushes. I'm just doodling around with them. Just to have a little bit of fun and test them and try them a little bit. They can be used in so many different ways. And Shilpa, the beautiful artist behind the brush brand, she uses them to make stunning acrylic paintings. So they are very versatile and can be used in so many ways. So that was fun. That should be this one. And then let's just play around with one final brush here. I'll just pick a little bit of turquoise here just to get a third color on my testing paper here. It's just some leftovers from another painting session. So I think I'll put something turquoise in the middle here. Just play a little bit around with it. So a filbert is one of the type brushes, is one brush I use to paint with a lot myself. These days I'm painting a lot with the rounded pointy brushes, but the filberts are also super, super nice, and they hold a lot of paint and have these like beautiful rounded strokes. You can make a lot of different types of strokes with those. Again, you don't make all your art like this. There's a lot of blending of the colors involved, of course, in making art. So let's just do a little bit around with that as well, just to be a little bit more technical. So for example, if you wanted to blend two colors, let's just try. And you can do that with all the brushes. It's not like one brush is best for that. It's more that you have a lot of different options here. The filbert is very good for dragging one color into the other. Can you see that? It has this beautiful soft touch to make gradations. All brushes can be used for that, but it will feel different from brush to brush. So that's also nice. But we're getting into painting lesson mode here. I just wanted to show you a little bit of painting here to test the brushes. So all in all, that was a super nice experience. Super nice experience. Some nice the hairs of these brushes has a very nice texture. Also for watercolor, I've been testing them for watercolor here. They're not very hard like many acrylic hair brushes. Those brushes that are sold as acrylic brushes, they tend to be a little bit too on the hardy, stiff side for watercolor painting. And some of the newer synthetic brushes are very soft, and they're also nice. But just to pit Shilpa's ArtyShils brushes again, or compare them to one brush that I've been buying recently that I also really like and love, and I've been working with it a lot, is a new series of brushes from Da Vinci, Casa Neo. Those are some really nice brushes, and they make beautiful pointy tips that I really like as well. This brush is pretty used, just so you know. I've been using it a lot. So it's a little bit worn on the tip, but it's very, very soft. It's super soft. These hairs are a little bit more springy. They have a little bit more like resistance, which is nice. But they are surely different than, I think, the old generation standard acrylic, synthetic brushes, which this is one of, for example. So they have a nice, texture or like hardness or like resistance towards the paper, kind of like I really like that. So that's just to compare to one other brush that I've been buying in different sizes recently. I love this brush as well. It's not like I'm saying anything against it. I have a lot of these, but I really like the springiness, or whatever you call it, the elasticity and resistance of these types of SHILS brushes. All right. I hope you enjoyed this little presentation and unboxing of these 3 sets of ArtyShils brushes. Oh, by the way, I suddenly see they are named here. So this one is Filbert. I knew that. So, but I just suddenly realized it says so here. So number 6, ArtyShils Filbert. That's the cat tongue. Let me see. Okay, so I suddenly learned something here. So it seems that the correct name for this one is Filbert, and this one is cat tongue. So that's the pointy one. It's a Filbert with a pointy tip. So those are marked cat tongue here on SHILS brushes. And these ones, just let's check what they are called. So they are called Tacklon. I never heard that word before, but that doesn't really matter. For me, they are just a long flat. So use your eyes also when you use brushes or buy brushes. And then, of course, you need to try them, buy them and try them to really find out. So I think these are really, really beautiful, nice brushes. And I'm definitely going to experiment much more with working with them. This is my first time working with them at all. So I'm looking forward to making some real art with these brushes. All right, so again, just to recap, my name is Ida Andersen Lang. I'm an online artist and art teacher, and I hope you really enjoyed this walkthrough, and I'll see you online for lots of happy art making and creation. Bye-bye.